Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about the Petersen Automotive Museum in Los Angeles, California. I was working in the US for the entire summer, and at the end of the summer I was traveling, went over to LA, and someone actually recommended this museum for me to go to. I'm so glad they recommended it. The museum, which is absolutely incredible. So I'm just going to go over a few things about the museum, about tickets, kind of what they had on display there, what was my favorite thing, and then I have a few cinematics at the end of this. It's about 2-3 minutes off the main floors of the museum. First thing I'm going to go over is the tickets. There's two types of tickets you can get. The first one you have to get is a general admission. I think the first ticket was about $20, and that is general admission into the museum. When you go into the museum, there's 3 floors. The first floor is mainly kind of like movies and stuff. There's a lot of Mad Max stuff, and there was Transformers cars, you know, the Beetle cars, and some concept cars, Batmobile, one of the older Batmobiles, loads of stuff like that. The center floor is, and then center and top floor are kind of similar enough. But yeah, you have to get your general ticket just to get in to see those 3 floors. On those 3 floors, photography is allowed. So all the cinematics clips that you see at the end are filmed from those 3 floors that I went on to. There was a hell of a lot of concept cars, and that was probably one of the main things that I noticed, that I wasn't really expecting to be so many concept cars. There wasn't too many Japanese cars. There was a few concept ones, like Lexus had a few concept cars there as well. Suzuki's Honda S2000 was there. I was crazy seeing that. That's from the Too Fast Too Furious movie. It was great to see that car. It actually had scrapes along the front lip from when it does the jump in the movie and lands on the bridge and kind of scrapes the front bumper off the ground. That was great to see, especially see the inside of it all as well. Like, you only see small clips of it in the movie, but it's like all white fur and everything on the inside. It's just crazy to see that. Besides that, there wasn't many Japanese sort of cars. I was expecting it to be kind of a wider variety. It was mainly kind of a lot of Fords, and kind of, especially in the Voltoro, which we'll be talking about in a second, there was a lot of that down there, and more vintage, kind of the history of cars. So I got the general admission, which is great for those 3 floors, and then I got a ticket for the Voltoro. For the Voltoro, there's 2 tickets you can get. You can get a 90-minute tour or a 2-hour tour. I decided to just go for the 90-minute tour because I didn't have too much time in the museum. I needed about 4 or 5 hours there, so I didn't want to do a 2-hour tour and then not be able to see the 3 main floors up top. So yeah, we've done the 90-minute tour. It was great, because then into the vault, there's no photography down there. There's no photography allowed down there, so any clips you see at the end are not from down in the basement. But in the basement, the tour guide went over as many cars as he could. There was about, I know there's 250 cars overall, so the majority of them are down in the vault. He tried to talk about as many of them as he can, but over 90 minutes there's only so much you can say. It was a really good tour. As I was saying, it was kind of like you go in, you have cars from the early 1900s, so it's kind of different to what I'm used to seeing, but it was great seeing the history of like indicators and hood ornaments and radiators, just everything like that. It's great to see like where they began, how things worked back then, and then even cars like in the kind of 70s, 80s that had like modern technology like cruise control and stuff like that. Just crazy as well. But yeah, I would really recommend doing the vault tour. I'd always find it better doing a tour rather than just reading the plaques on things. I didn't know what the majority of stuff up top was either, or down there. I would have been completely clueless without him, and people could ask him questions as well, and he knew the answers to absolutely everything. It wasn't like it was just someone reading off a pamphlet what there was there. He knew everything about every single car. But yeah, so we finished that. It was 90 minutes. We done that straight away when we got in. The museum opens at 10 in the morning, and then that was finished about, it was 90 minutes. It went a bit over, so it was finished just before 12. There's a restaurant there as well, which is really nice. Ate there, and then after that we went to the 3 floors. We started at the bottom and worked our way up. As I was saying, the bottom floor is ground floor. That was kind of a lot of movie cars, Mad Max cars, Transformers, Batman. The center floor was actually, they had the concept. I think it was one of the first concept cars. I asked the guy there, he didn't know. It just says concept car on the plaque. It's the Mazda RX-7. That's at the start of the cinematic. You see it, it's a lovely car. It was kind of a really nice orange color. I'm not sure if it was like the initial very first one or just one of the first concept cars, but it had like, no, it was mainly just kind of the body of the car. On the inside, there's no seats really. It's kind of all like where you would be sitting here in the car. It just had like a kind of a car mat sort of piece covering the entire center of the car. So there was no real dash, seats, anything like that. There was no drivetrain, I don't think. I think it was just the molding of the car, but it looks very similar to the RX-7 that actually came out in the end. So that, there was stuff like that on that floor, and then the top floor, the middle and top floor I think were kind of similar enough. They had kind of a section for motorbikes and stuff as well. The vault tour is on top of the €20 you pay in, so it's about 25. I think it costs us $43 each per person to get in and do the 90-minute vault tour. The 2-hour vault tour is a little bit longer, but you don't get bored whatsoever. It's a little bit tiring standing because you don't really walk very far because all the cars are right beside each other, but you don't get bored with the history and the stuff that the guy's telling you about all these cars is just insane, and you just can't get bored. So I really recommend that, and obviously go to the museum as well. I think it was done up recently. The outside of it looks really nice as well. Just really state of the art, everything to do with this place. But yeah, enjoy the cinematics. Let me know what you think of the video, and I'll see you in the next one.